Oliven, you can start.
Oh, okay. Um, Hello, Firebase Kenya. My name is Olvin George. It's a pleasure and honor being here with you guys today. Here to share about this session, stroke topic called Building Better Apps with Flutter and Firebase, a story of perfect harmony. This session is mainly targeted to beginners, but not limited to. So, like if you have experience with Flutter and Firebase, you're still welcome. And if you're starting out with Flutter, you're still welcome. And if you don't have an idea what Firebase is, you're still welcome. So I'll try as much as possible to be clear in some concepts, and I will also not get too deep into the technical parts. So yeah, hope you will enjoy and learn from me. So my name is Olvin George. I am a software developer at a company called StockUp, and StockUp is a fintech company, which okay, we provide the solution to businesses and retail owners. Yeah, it's based in Mombasa. We code with Angular and Ionic, but I use Flutter for my personal projects because I love it and why not? Yeah, and so for today we'll be talking about how we can integrate Firebase in our Flutter apps, and going to show you how easy it is and how efficient it can be while building your Flutter applications. So here's the plan. We're going to look at briefly what Firebase is, then we're gonna look at why it is important or it's necessary, or why people advocate it to be integrated with Flutter applications. So like we look at how they marry each other, then from there, we will have some code session. We will build something, not a complex application, actually, it will just be something very basic skeleton structure, if you can say, just something that could demonstrate how Firebase is integrated. So that being said, let's get on it. So what is Firebase? Firebase is a platform developed by Google, which provides tools and services that helps developers to build and scale applications efficiently. So, like Firebase, it gives you a lot of things under the hood. So we can also call it backend as a service. Yeah, since it's um, while building applications, we have the front end part and the back end part of it. So, like the back end part, you'll have to use traditionally, you will use technologies like, let's say, Node.js or Django, and maybe customize all the things, authentication by yourself and all whatnot. But now Firebase gives us a solution in that it does all that for you behind the scenes, and all you need to do is just to integrate it with your app. So Firebase comes with a lot of key features, such as I mentioned, is it's a backend as a service. Then the second feature that it comes with is a real-time database and Cloud Firestore. So um, for instance, let's say an example of a chat application, like you will have real time, you need some real time communication to communicate, like to see how the chats have been happening. When a user sends a chat, then the other party receives it. So like all those messages are being transacted in real time. So Firestore or real time database, they stores that information. Like it, when a user, let's say, pushes some information to the database, it reflects immediately. So like on your app, it gets like there is no need to have a rebuild for the changes to show. It just shows immediately as the transaction is being made. So the other feature is authentication. So Firebase allows you to authenticate, and it's surprisingly very easy to authenticate through Firebase. So like it provides services like Google authentication, we have Facebook authentication, email and password authentication, etc. We have a variety. We look at them as we go by. It also comes with cloud functions. You can also host your applications, web applications, mobile applications in Firebase, and it also offers you the analytics. Analytics is how you can like see how your app is performing in real time. So these are just the some of the features, not all, not limited to, there are there's some of the features that Firebase provides, but not limited to them. They are more behind the scenes, and we'll be looking at it when we like get to the Firebase console and see what it is entirely. Um, Actually, think we can. Okay, yeah, we'll just do that after the this presentation. We'll look at the console, then we'll jump into the code. So yeah, um, the next we will look at now how we could integrate Y, Firebase, and Flutter. So before I even proceed, when I mentioned about the key features that we talked about, so with the interest of time and also as I said, I don't want to bombard with a lot of technical jargon. We'll only be tackling one feature today, Firebase feature. But as time goes by, I'll try to maybe compile another episode of how the other features could be applied in the app that we'll be working on today. So we'll only be working on authentication. I will just show you how we can integrate authentication into our applications. So yeah. So why Firebase and Flutter? Um, Firebase it 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 integrates seamlessly with Flutter, which creates robust, scalable, and cross-platform applications. Like first of all, the way you connect it's I'd say magic since like it lifts you a lot of weight under the hood and it makes it so easy for you to connect your app to Firebase. I'll just show you all what I mean in a minute, but it's insane how simple it is to integrate Flutter and Firebase. And it also gives you, as a developer, a variety of features like out of the box without even having to touch, like you to write the native code. You have been given some ton of features you could include into application. Talk about fast or where you have your database and store records there. Talk about notifications. Talk about um, analytics. So your application it gets super powered with Firebase. Yeah. So we move forward. Yeah. So initially, it was a bit not that straightforward to integrate Firebase with Flutter, but as the union between the two grew by, I love to call it a romantic affair. I don't know if that's correct or wrong, but the union of the two as it grew the Firebase team came to realize that Flutter really depends on Firebase a lot. So like we need a tool to enable them integrate this thing, Firebase, in their apps simpler and easier. So they came up with something called Flutter Fire. Flutter plus Firebase called Flutter Fire, which is just a set of plugins that enables Firebase apps to access Firebase services such as authentication, and database, and etc. So Flutter Fire provides Flutter apps with seamless integration with the Firebase services. So yeah, up to that point, um, I think I think I'm now going to the Firebase console and show you what happens behind the hood. Since the next thing we're going to tackle on is like now see how we could integrate the two. So this is how we could integrate now Flutterfire in our mobile application. So before that, let's just go to Firebase console and see how that happens. So I'm gonna just type over here console.firebase. Just a minute, I'm sharing my screen in a minute. Yep. So yeah. So yeah. So this is Firebase console. Now it's the URL is over here, console.firebase.com. Now it's here, you can create your project. So this is just projects that I had worked on, but today we could like try on creating a new project and see how it goes. So we'll just call it demo Flutter Firebase demo Flutter Firebase. Yeah, and now we could continue. Do you want to enable analytics? Not really. Yeah, so it's now preparing our project. Now we just click wait as it does that behind the hood. So yeah, so as that is happening, now finishing up. Yeah, can now the project is ready. Now you can get to have a look at it. Um, hmm. Now this is our console, basically our kitchen, where we'll be cooking everything that we need to have included in our application. So like we could see here, yes. When we click on all products, and I can see all the features that are being provided by Firebase. So we like how we have the app check, we have app hosting, we have authentication, cloud password, data connect, extensions, functions, real-time database, storage, hosting, machine learning, etc. Like they just a lot of tools you could integrate into your applications, and again, as I said, surprisingly easy to do it. So yeah, so we will like to integrate authentication in our application, the one that we've just created right now, demo Flutter Firebase. So how we'll do that is we click on authentication, we click on authentication, then we get started. Clicking get started, it will give us now a variety like of ways of authentication. So like we have the email and password, we have Google, we have Facebook, Play Games, Phone, Game Center, Apple, Microsoft. Like yeah, all these are authentication criteria you could apply in your application. But as I said, is you should will be using the simple email and password for today. So we just click on that and we will love to enable that one. Emailing, password sign in. So this is another one, but we won't be working on this today. We'll just be dealing with the email stroke password. So we click on that one and then we save. So yeah. So after saving, we now get to go back to our application. Now, uh, I think at this point, what we want our agenda for today, as far as Firebase is concerned, is already done. Now, what's going next to is now the Flutter part. Now, already created a demo not a demo, it's just a bare bone application, the one that comes uh, by default under the hood. Let me just look for something here and drag it there. Yep. All right. So, all right. Okay. Looking for my emulator. I don't know where it's gone to. Anyways, but this is just the simple um, application, the Hello World application. When you run Flutter create, and it gives you this code. This is the counter application. So suppose just let me just look for where the emulator has gone to real quick and we see. Yeah, it is. It's in the wrong desktop. I want it here. Yes. Yeah. So this is just like the demo, the starter application for Flutter when you run Flutter create. Yeah, see it works. Good. Now back to our slides. Uh-huh. The first step when setting up Flutterfire actually should not even be these three. So the very first step is that you should have Firebase installed. Like Firebase CLI should be installed in your machine. So like if you don't have Firebase CLI installed, you could just use the command npm install npm I hyphen g Firebase hyphen CLI. So yeah. So after that, when you confirm that Firebase CLI has been installed, now you can now install mm, Flutter. Okay, yeah. This now is in the Flutter application itself. Flutter pub add Firebase Core. So Firebase Core is a package that now allows you to access or integrate Firebase in your application. This is usually the first step, and I will show you why in a bit. So we just do that. In Flutter, if you want to add a package from pub.dev, we just use that command flutter pub add firebase underscore core. Now to our code here and type flutter pub add firebase underscore core. So what this will do, it will add package called firebase core in our pubspec.yaml file. So if you look at the pubspec.yaml over here, you can see Firebase Core has been installed. Now that's the first step of what we're supposed to do in installing, integrating Flutterfire. Now, the second step is usually if you haven't integrated like Flutter, if you don't have the Flutterfire CLI yet, you use it. You use this command that pub global activate Flutterfire CLI. Now this will allow you to use the Flutterfire command in your CMD across the application. So like if you want to do anything and integrate, like if you want to, yeah, let me just say initiate Firebase in your app using the Flutterfire command. As you can see, the last command which you were supposed to type is Flutterfire configure. So if you don't have this installed, it will throw an error because Flutterfire won't be recognized. So the best way of doing it is using that pub global Flutterfire CLI to activate the CLI for you. Now, what we should do right now, this is just like now this is the command prompt of our application, and I'm doing this literally, okay, deliberately. I'm not doing it from here, and I'll show you the reason in a few. So let me just clear that as well. We'll get back to it. Uh, Come here and say Flutterfire configured. Since I had already configured Flutterfire before in my computer, let me just confirm it and see. Yeah, a CLI tool for Flutterfire projects. Nice. Now, at this point, we need to remember two crucial things. One, we had a project already created in the Firebase console. So now we activated the authentication already, and we named this project demo Flutter Firebase. Well, let's keep that into consideration. Like it's a very, very crucial information that we need to have at this point. Because the command that we need to run is Flutterfire, and type it configure. It will now, what this will do is will fetch all available Firebase projects, and then it will list them for you. So what you need to do is to select the project which you want to set up Firebase in your app with. We select the project which you would like your app to be integrated with. Now, yeah. So when the app, what did we name it again? Let me just go back and see. It is demo Flutter Firebase. That's the name. So we come here and see demo Flutter Firebase is the third one. Now we click on there and click enter. And which platforms should you configuration support? Android, iOS, macOS, web, Windows. Using Flutter, man. Flutter platform, it works across all platforms, be it Android, be it iOS, be it macOS, web, and Windows. Flutter does that for you. So um, I'll just select all of them for now, and it'll bring me to this point. Actually, I have a confession to make. It is like the other day, like I realized that things have changed a bit. Formerly, this option wasn't there. Like when you place click enter, it did everything for you. But now, it asks you to select which Android platform or package name do you want to use for this configuration, and it gives you the example of the package name. So what you need to do is to give the package name of your application. Most of the time, this is found in the build.gradle file. So you go back to your code and you go to Android, then you go to app, then you go to build.gradle, then you see this namespace here. This is what you want. So com.example.firebase app, we'll just copy that. When you copy it and you come back to your console and you paste, boom, we have a problem. It isn't like it isn't feeling like the entire thing. It's only cuts at com.example. And it took me a while to figure out why, of which I didn't know why. Actually, just reverted to another way to solve this. And because if I type enter right now, it'll say fetching registered Android Firebase. But let's see what will happen. It is it is it is now registering. It is now registering, but it says an error occurred on the Firebase CLI when attempting to run a command. So there's an error and nothing has happened yet. Yeah. So to save you the headache, of which I had the headache and got the solution to it, you just like need to take this and go to the other terminal right here. And I really trust CMD than PowerShell. I don't know if it's just me, but hey, Windows user. I'm a Windows user actually. So we do that, and then for the debug, let's just do that for now. Now here, let's type Flutterfire configure. Configure. Yep. Now it will fetch all available projects. Then supposed to list them in a few. It's supposed to list them in a few. So yeah, let's wait. Yep. So it has listed them already, and what we want is demo Flutter Firebase. That's what we want. So we okay, just need to select, yeah, boom, that one. That's what you want, and yeah, which platform configuration? Just click enter. Then package name. Let me just paste it. Let's see. Right now, it has typed all of it. Com.example.demo Firebase app. Oof. Click enter. Now it's now fetching registered Android apps for project. And as it does that, let me just expand this window for you to see what Magic Flutterfire does for you. Like it's insane. Like if you were to do this from scratch by yourself, I don't know, it could take you quite some effort, time, and stressful. But see, Flutterfire does all this for you. Right? It has already registered a new Firebase Android app. So Android is done. Okay, we're going to iOS. Now we're just looking for the iOS part. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, it has already registered the new iOS app as well. Now it's registering Mac OS. Yeah, Mac OS. Now it's registered already, Mac OS. Now let's see what happens next. Oh, right. We still have web. So it's supposed to be Mac Mac OS, Android, iOS, Windows. Perfect. Nice. We'll just wait. You see, like this is fun because you're not doing anything, you're just watching, and then just greens, no reds, no errors. So it's a perfect time to be alive. Even sip your coffee while doing it. Grab yourself a cup of coffee and watch Flutter Fire do the magic for you. Yeah, it's now I think it's now finalizing on the Windows. Windows was the last one. After it was registered the Windows, I'll also show you something that will happen. And so yeah, let's see. Perfect. So it has already the registered new Windows application, Firebase configuration file. So it has generated a file for us. Let me just close this and see. So initially we had only the main.dat file, but right now a new file has been generated for us called Firebase options.dat. So as you can see, Firebase configuration file under lib slash Firebase options.dat generated successfully with the following apps, with the following Firebase apps. So we have web, Android, iOS, macOS, Windows. You can now continue coding peacefully. But before that, let's just have a look at that file of which has been generated by Flutterfire for us and see what is inside it. So yeah, so you see this is a file that has been generated for us. hmm Yeah. So number one is Android. Okay, number one is web, Android, iOS, macOS, Windows. Um, Then also there is another file that has been generated of which it hasn't been shown there on the logs, but it has been generated. Let me just show you. When you go to the Android folder and you go inside the app, you see we have a file called google-service.json. So initially, when you are like setting up Firebase with another application, like let's say back in the day before Flutterfire was came in the picture, people used to go to the web, register the Android, then a file called Google Services.json will be generated for you. So you need to download that file and come and put it in this directory of your application. But right now, Flutterfire generates that file for you, and you see it's contains all the details about your project, the project that you're working on, and things that are entailed to it. So yeah, now we can start writing some code, some actual code. Okay. Oh, nice, nice, nice. The other thing that I also mentioned, you see, you remember the time where I told you to install the Firebase core and said it will be crucial later on. You see, when this file gets generated, it depends on this library or package Firebase core. So when this package isn't there, the Firebase options will, yeah, it will be generated, yes, but then we'll start seeing some errors because, boom, why this file wasn't there? So to save your headache, just plug in, bring in the file first of all, then you just like when you Flutterfire, that's the thing, boom, you go smoothly without the red. So yeah, so that's the part point because it depends on these two for the Firebase options to work. Perfect. Now, now as I said, we will start by like working on the authentication part of our application. And right now, I think I usually start by generating a service file for the Firebase, which will stand for, yeah, which will store the Firebase services. So in the service folder, I'll just create a new file called Firebase service.dat. Firebase service.dat. Great. Now, this will contain a class called class Firebase service DM, and it will contain several methods. So we will like our application to do three things. We will want to create a new user, that is a sign up. We will like a user to sign in after they have created an account, and we also want a user to sign out of the application. So yeah. So the first order of business is to create. Okay, let's create per se sign up user. So here we will now have a class. We will have it will be a future of type user. Then we will say sign up. Then it is an it's an asynchronous operation. So yeah, so this throws an error because something hasn't been imported yet. We'll just like, okay, we will deal with that later on. So yeah, and then we will the sign up function will should supposed to take two arguments. Is it argument or parameter? God. Anyways, so we'll need an email and a password since we're using the email password authentication scheme. String email, string password. Okay. Then over there after here we will now have a try catch. We'll have a try catch. Now this is just throw an error and let that. Then inside the try we'll say we'll create variable. So final user credentials, and user credentials is oh yeah, sorry. Now I remember why it's complaining. So there's another package as well. So sorry guys. I had mentioned that we are supposed to use authentication. So like just the way we added Firebase core in our pubspec.yaml, we also need to add another package which will handle authentication, and that package is called Firebase auth. So to do that, we need to add Flutter pub add Firebase auth. Now click enter, and Firebase auth will be installed for us. Okay, sorry, that was what was causing these errors over here, and I was wondering why is this import not working. And yeah, now life is much more easier with Firebase auth installed. Now if I do this and just come here, now you can see import library Firebase auth. Now you can just click there, and yeah, things go on well. So I was creating some user credential. User credential is equals to. Now I will await and say Firebase auth, the package which you've installed over there, dot instance dot create user with email and password. So we have created a user with email and password. So create user with email and password. We having two. It needs two arguments passed to it. So we have the email, which is this string over here, and the password, which is this string over there. Now just put our semicolon and format our document so that it looks a bit good. And yeah, Right. We still have a warning though, so this function won't work because we need to return something. It is a feature of a type user which needs to return, meaning it needs to return a user. And so how is that user coming in plus? So it's return user credential dot user, just like that. And that way, sign up has worked already. I think we could try it, like just like test it out and see if it works. So we go back to our main file as dirty as it is. We just okay, let me just get rid of these comments first of all. Then it's a bit shanky. Yeah, I know there's usually a shortcut of removing these comments, but turns out for me it never works in my machine. I never know why. I never knew why. Hard as I try, anyways. So let me just get rid of this command and this one. Finally, okay, yeah, I think it's done. Not yet. Yeah, this one. And this is the last one. I hope this. Yeah, perfect. Now, what I will want to do is we have our app here, and I just want to have another button before after okay after you have pushed this many times. I want to add another button over here. Let's say elevated button, and I want to say just call it a text or text, and I want to say the correct text will be create user. Hmm. Now for the function that we'll call, now it will be when this button gets pressed, we'll call a function which will be okay, we will import this class over here, Firebase service. Now, let me just to make things a little bit easier, not more chunky, let me just get an instance of that class. So Firebase service, Firebase service, Firebase service is equals to Firebase service. That way. Nice. Now we will when this button gets pressed, this thing gets called Firebase service dot sign up. Now it needs an argument, as I had said earlier, and that argument will be an email and a password. So I'll just use my email and say, let's say Ollie at gmail.com and my password, let me just say 1238 1234567 8. So the both of them are strings, so it's fine. 123456678. Now when I need to hot restart, first of all, since we have added a lot of things to it, and it needs to sync it and understand that things have changed. Yeah, just waiting for it to hot restart, and when it yes, now we need to know if our user has been created. So we have in our service file over here, we had this one, we have the try catch. So, and what I would just like to do is, in case we have an error, I will just try to see which error occurred. So, an error occurred. And which error occurred? This error occurred. Yes. And if it's created successfully, and I'll just say user, then I will say let me just use the template over there. User credential dot user dot email. Okay, wait. All right, let me just, okay. I mean, I could just use this parameter over there, that it's easier. So, user email created successfully. And see, since we're not working with the UI yet, so we're just like testing out on the logs to see if it will work. Now I'll just like hot restart that again. Now we'll see what will happen. So our app has restarted, and which reminds me again something that I didn't do, forgot to do in I think I'm not sure if it will work, but let me just try. And if it doesn't, they will go back to why it didn't work. So let's see. Yes, right. Uh-huh. No Firebase app has been created. Call blah 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 blah. So an error has been thrown to us, which is I just realized that like right now, and I knew that will happen because in our main file we forgot to add some crucial thing. So is now this needs to be an async. Then here we will need to do widget ensure, okay, right. So yeah, I think there is some stuff that I forgot to write over there. So just a bit. So okay. Oh, it hasn't been sharing all this way. Oh, okay. Well, I thought this was sharing, but anyways, let me just confirm something real quick. Sorry. And yeah, yeah. Okay. Just realized that this wasn't sharing. Oh no, oh my goodness. This is crazy. So let me just do that again. All right. So I had I had missed out some stuff on the integration over here. So yeah, so let's just do a rundown again. Now, this is our main file. We have ensured that this widget has been initialized. Then we have ensured that we have initialized our apps because we cannot run our application without this bit. So it was very, very crucial to do it before. And then what needs to do is, okay, let me just look at the places where I missed out. I created a Firebase service file, which is just a class, which has a method called sign up that takes two parameters, email and password. Then inside you have a try catch statement, which takes a user credentials, which is email and their password. And then if an error occurs, throw the error. If it's fine, print for me the user's been created successfully. And then we just like wanted to test out that function if it works or not. So we now hot resetting our application and see if our user could be created. And that will happen because we have this button over here down called create user, and that button has been created or has been initiated because of this widget over here, elevated button, and which says create user. And so I've said Firebase service.sign up, which is the method that has been initialized here, and which takes two arguments, which is one email only at gmail.com, then the password, which is 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. Now let's see if it works again. Let me just hot reset one more time just to be safe and see if it works. Mhm. Hey, I really hope my screen is visible this time. Anyways, okay. All right, now I think I know why. Let me just stop my app and run it again. So yeah, I think some stuff needs to be synced, which can't be done by pure plain hot restart or hot reload. So give it some time to restart. In the meantime, we can now create the other method, which is quite easy. It's just like the same one, the sign up, but now different um, function calls this time. So we just like, let's say it's a future, future of type user. Okay. Oh wait, it's so harsh. It's strict. It's strict. It doesn't want me messing up with the call while it's building. So it's telling me, yo, chill, I'm doing something. And so I need to chill since till it builds, first of all. So yeah, patience, pace. So let's see, let's see. Dun, dun. Or I can just copy paste it. It won't hurt. Yeah, it won't hurt. So let me just do this. Copy that and paste. Oh, okay. Oh Lord. Then there's an error which says mean SDK 21. So suggestion to fix this. Yeah, so the plugin Firebase Auth requires a higher Android SDK version to fix this. Add the following file to the line. So we need to go to our Android build.gradle app, Android slash app build.gradle file and add this code since it's the minimal SDK version that is required for Firebase Auth to function. So it's just easy. Go to the app section and insert the build.gradle. And right here down to default config, which is over here, we see in SDK, we change this to 23. Make sure it's indented properly, right? And now think that's all, and we'll be good. That's all that's needed, and we will be good. Let's run again. We was coming back here, and so now for the sign in, instead of us creating a user with email and password, is now we will using sign in sign in with email and password. So this part over here changes to sign in. Let me do that. So, sign in with email and password. Boom. Nice. Yeah. So that's the only thing that will will change. And yeah, let's just wait for the app as it's built. We can just wait for it to build. I don't know. Okay. Yeah, these are usually a good sign. These are the reds uh, that I usually love since they show. Hmm. As it's building, I don't know. Sandra, are you there? Hello?
Hello. Hello.
Yes. Yeah. I was asking.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. Does anyone have a question so far? Like, has anyone reacted to anything so far?
No question yet, but if it pops up, I'll let you know.
Okay. So I figured there's a time where my screen wasn't visible. Is that the case? Like, how long was that? How long did that happen?
I don't think for long because I got it back up.
Oh, okay. Nice. Now this is perfect. So we have a good log here saying Firebase is initialized successfully. Yay! And why is that coming from? It's coming from here. We in the main file. So we have this try catch statement. Firebase would initialize up, which default Firebase options. Firebase options is this file that was created over here. So as you can see, you have this class default Firebase options. That is the one that is being called in this main file, in main function over here. So right now is the moment of truth. Let's see if we click this button, all will be created or not. Let's just see. Created it, and yes, perfect. As you can see in the logs, let me just minimize our monitor and show you over here. See, yeah, install profile for Firebase initialized successfully. Creating user with only at gmail.com, and some things happen. Then user only at gmail.com was created successfully. And how could we verify that? So back to our Firebase console, we will come over here, and over here we have this table of users. So you see, we have only at gmail.com, which is, this is our user ID and signed in and printed out. Yes. Now this shows that our function, our service file works properly, and we have integrated Firebase properly in our application. So what we will do next is yeah, I'll just create two screens. Small, very, very minimal screens, like nothing fancy, nothing complex, just something very simple. So we say screens and say it says screens since this app might grow in the later days. Just say auth for now. And let's say we want a sign in screen. There's that. Then we also want sign up. Dot that. Sign up. Dot that. Then we want to have a second folder called the home screen. home screen. Nice. So inside here we have confirmed. Uh-huh. So, yes, so yeah. Okay. We've confirmed that our widget works. So we just get rid of this and say. So in our signing of that, we just create a new stateful stateless. Let me just stateless widget. If anything arises, I will know STL stateless widget and say sign in. Then just give it empty scaffold for now. Empty scaffold. Yeah, it's complaining because we haven't imported our material file, which material file is the one catering for all those UI widgets for Flutter. So let me just clear those out and in scaffold or like to import the material. And as you can see, our error goes. So here, I would say our first page, let it be signing page. Let's see the signing page. Let's be our first screen. So whenever a user gets into our app, that'll be the first page where they land into. And see, uh-huh. But it it should be a white screen. That's what should be happening over there. Now the next one, let me just get this file as well. Let's set this widget and call it sign. And just like the sign in, let it be an empty scaffold for now. And I would like to remove this and remove that and add a semicolon over there, and we are all good. Perfect. Now, in the sign in, I would just like to have three things. I would like to have a text field for email, text field for password, and a button for signing. Just those. So inside our scaffold, let's have a body, and inside the body, um, yep, inside inside the body, let's have a center widget. In center widget, let's should have a child column, and the column should have a children. So like children of, we will have one text field two. Let me just put some height on them. Size box for height 20, and we also have another text field. Oh yeah. Now we also have another. We want to have another height. Then after the text field, we have to now have the button, elevated button, and just empty for now. And text signing. Good. Now, if we save this, we will see them starting from up there, but we want them centered here. So for that, we will, inside our column, we will say main axis alignment. I want them to be centered at the center, please. Thank you. So it's now the center, and I also want to give some room to them. So let's just give them a padding, and the padding is on the sides, so symmetric. So on the horizontal side, I want them to have a padding of 12. Thank you. And so yeah, so okay. Um, for this text field to work, like right now, we can type on them, yes, but they aren't really doing anything. Like these values aren't going anywhere. So for us to be able to collect these values, we need to add some controllers to them. So by that, we want to have two controllers. We have the email and password controller. So by the way, let me just put some speed of styling just to for differentiating. So we want text field, then we want to decorate it a bit. So the decoration, we put decoration. Then we want to have an icon to it. Then the icon, then the icons, which is the email icon. So if you save that, yeah, we'll have this icon there. Yay. Then our next one, we have decoration. We put decoration. Then icon, what the password icon. Icons dot password. Yep, nice. So there are better ways of doing some styling to this, but this is just to show you like uh what could happen. And I know what you're thinking. You're saying like, ah, this is the password. Shouldn't it be hidden or anything? Yes, there's a way of hiding the password, but I think, but that's not the focus of today's video. We just like want to show you how we can use these values to create a user on Firebase. But for how to obscure the text, we can do them. Maybe can, we can do it. But that we will not know which text you're inputting. But for the interest of time, we'll just like do it in another video or anything. So yeah, so we're styling this button. We want this button to take the full width, not this small thingy over there. So we style, so we elevated button, stroke, elevated button dot style from. Then I want to have the minimum size dot from height, give it a value of 50. Boom. Yes, now it occupies the entire width. Great. Now, so far so good. So far so good. Now we're just adding some controllers to them. So we'll add final email controller controller is equals to, okay, fine. Text editing controller, email controller is equals to text editing controller. Now just like creating instances of them. So after doing that, we now come down to, which is this thing, right? I was complaining because of that. We will come down to our text field. Now add a controller, and call it email controller. Now, so we will be able to collect the value from this text field over there. Then next one is the password controller, which will be final text editing controller, password, password, password controller, text editing controller. Right. Nice one. So now this one comes to this text field here and we add the controller, password controller, and just format this document for readability purposes. And now we're able to collect values from here and here. Now is what's left is to call this function when it's pressed. So this will be an async function. So we want to have a try catch again over here because we will need to move to a screen. And so this one to error. So I would like to create a user, final user is equals to now. Also we create an instance of the Firebase service class that we had created over here. So Firebase service, nice. So final Firebase service, Firebase service is equals to service. Great, nice. So it's equals to Firebase service dot sign in. Nice. So it takes two arguments, and now we say that these values are being collected from these text fields. Now we'll need to use the controllers to pass the arguments over there. So like for instance, the email will be the email controller, and we want to access the text of that controller. Same to the password. Let me just minimize this for readability. Password controller dot text. Okay, supposed to be dot text. Yes. Now we format our documents, right? So the reason I place it in a try catch is because we need to navigate to a next screen after authenticating, after signing in. So we want to say if a user is not equals to null, ah, okay,
Hi, Alvin.
yes,
Um, uh, how much time left? I think we have reached the limit.
oh, okay, so 5 minutes. Mhm. All right, so okay, so what needs to happen here is after this happens, you just like we need to go to the next page, which is in this case, oh, hmm, okay. Uh, So this is actually the last step of what I'm doing right now, just creating this screen so that you can know where it's supposed to go to. Now just like it to go there. Nice, perfect. So let me just see. Nice. Yeah. Hopefully, then hopefully it will work. So we had created the email is Oli at gmail.com. Then the password was 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 3 4 7 8 and sign in. Boom. Okay. Right. Huh. The email is in use. Okay, this means that called it is called the create instead of sign in. Yes, which means the problem is in my hand. Ah, okay. Oh God. Oh wait. Ah, yo. Okay. This is weird. But yeah, so I think what's just left is like I think I need to restart this application again. And so yeah, basically that's what happens, and that's how you will integrate authentication in your application. So yeah, you can see the users being created, and if we sign in here, like I need to restart this app because of some changes that I've made, and because of time, I couldn't do that. But basically, the point is home, I hope, and that calls it for tonight. And back to you, Sandy. I'm done.
Nice. Yeah, thank you so much for this session. We are a bit off track of the time, but yeah, if you will have a continuation session or you want to give another one, we are free to host you again at any given time. Yeah, so there's no question in the chat, but there are viewers, and I believe they like the session. But if they need anything, they can come to you, I suppose. Yeah, you can maybe tell people where to reach you online. Yeah.
Yes. Mm? Sorry, you had a question. You had asked a question.
No, I just said you can tell people where to reach you online if they need anything.
Oh, okay. All right. All right.
Okay, a parting shot, I suppose.
Mhm. From you or from me?
From you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. Thank you for accepting my submission. Thank you for the invite. It's been fun. Even though it's been a bit like extending of the time, but these things happen. See, live coding has some bit of challenges. But yeah, but I enjoyed the session and I'm looking forward to more and hope to be here next time as well. So thank you so much. And if you like to find me on my socials, just Alvin George everywhere, LinkedIn, X. And yeah, you can find me. We can extend the conversation and let me know what you think.